Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to my review and somewhat of a little guide about the class of Tinkerer. Sub-specialization, mechanic. First things first, I suppose I should mention it is actually mechanics, which doesn't really make sense. I would probably just cut the S at the end and make it a mechanic. This spec is a full-on melee DPS, which has a relatively fun gameplay, solid DPS, and you will play like Iron Man if you play your skills right. There are two major issues right now as we speak on the alpha, which is one being the pet tab being not existent, and pet I has a terrible pathfinding and gets stuck a lot. And then there are, I would say, cool things, but they just don't feel right. They don't feel good enough, and that's why I will make this comprehended feedback for the developers if they are watching this, and for you maybe to decide whether you like the class or not. I will throughout weave in a little bit of a gameplay, suggestions from mm, retail just as much as from my head. So first we start talking probably about the pet clockwork assistant and later on the possibility of being Titan. As I said already previously, as of this moment the AI has a horrendous pathfinding. It takes massive routes around as if there were hidden walls for it, and sometimes gives up causing your DPS to take a massive hit. And when I mean massive, it's absolutely destroyed. Uh, Another major drawback of this assistant that it appears as if after taking a long despawn time for the machine, it respawns damaged. That means if you hardstone somewhere and you just spawn in with a damaged robot pet, so you have to heal it up because the pet has no self-healing, or it's so low that it takes a long time, making it die in long fights relatively easily. And summoning a new one uh, takes a while. Something at something below 5 seconds, I believe. Let me double check. Assistant 4.9 casting seconds. That's a lot. If anything, I would improve on this. Is probably the melee spec should have a spell that would cost a little of mana and a small non-interruptible cast time for a repair spell, akin to the man pet in retail, to allow it to shine a little bit better. It wouldn't be major difference. It still would die, still would probably have some issues or not have enough DPS to really support you, but right now it does really good damage. So it would just improve the survivability of the assistant and your DPS. There is 2 points that are absolutely needed, in my opinion, and that one of them is the pet tab for the assistant, because to this day, and I've been playing for about 2 weeks, 2 weeks of mechanic tinker, I got no idea what two of my skills do. I know I have a taunt, it has, which is called the focusing glance, and a hook ability called blitzing, which can be a pain in the butt. So it's left best turned off and likely used as a button for yourself, so you probably want to macro it. And before the game goes live, it really needs a better pathfinding for the pet AI, because I'm gonna show you in a moment in a location that I know that pathfinding is gonna be like, huh? And I read you one comment from my guildmate from the guild of kindness team. How crazy it goes, what path it takes to get to me back. I think I also said it nicely. It sometimes absolutely respawns, so you have to cast 5 seconds again to call it to you, because I have some haste on my character, so it's likely sped up. Let me see. Haste. Mm. Expertise, hit chance, power, haste. I have 2% haste. So if we subtract it, it's actually 5 seconds clean. Or it's gonna take a wholly long route. It's gonna take a hike to the mountains and come back just so you have, after you already killed the mob. I believe that's all to the... yes? Yes, that's all of it. So I'm gonna jump into the into the Conquest of Azeroth, where I'm currently logged in, and see you there. Alright. We are in the Conquest of Azeroth world with my Tinker and our Clockwork assistant, which is this little fella. And we are gonna go and take a look at the pathfinding. And we first I'm gonna quick read the comment that our guildmate left behind for, to describe the pathfinding. Once I find it, give me a moment. Ah. If I wasn't anywhere near water, he took off like Nuzzle was calling out to get his ass fucked. I love that comment. It's absolutely bonkers. I'm gonna highly likely cause my friend here to lose some HP again. It is currently at 5000, and we are gonna go to the one place that I know for sure, or have it seen last time. Spasm out at the direction it is meant to go. And would you look at that, it's damaged by 1500, and its healing is 15 HP per 5 seconds. So that's just horrendous. Get your ass up, mate. We got a job to do. And I know that you will hate Ragefire Chasm if it's not repaired, because it's one of those locations where it spasms out and absolutely gives up. I don't mean it goes around the block, it doesn't go anywhere at all. It doesn't despawn. If you summon it, it will stay the fuck down in a certain location, like it's nailed, and then move only after you summon it on a specific location again. So we will get our ass to the Steam Wheel port, and we will put our little friend here under the spotlight to show how stupid it is when it comes to pathfinding. Then we will also demonstrate how it sucks when it despawns or isn't there with both crash and trash, which is your main AoE. After Sticky Bomb and one skill other than that, you will also investigate or show more about the Clockwork Titan. And I believe that's it for now, because after that I'm gonna get my ass back to the presentation, and once I get this, see this is what I mean. It gets absolutely damaged. Now it should spasm out here the moment we get. For some reason it behaves. Wow. I am impressed. I'm impressed. Maybe it was the turtle after that? Whee! I love the crazy mobility we have. Have a sticky bomb. No? Maybe this one? Maybe it got fixed already, because last time it actually, no, it was this one. We fought this turtle here, and I was barely touching the water, then it came out. The bot has gone from, nope, from here, went up to there, it swam there, and then came back here. Because land. Maybe if you go deeper into the water. Oh, seems it's got fixed, which is pretty good. Good. Now we're gonna put it on stay. We're gonna walk away. We're gonna just walk away and attack a random mob. Ooh la la, a toy. A one-handed axe, nice. You can remember the location because it will be there for you too. It respawned, and now I can go to this snapper and try. You do not have a pet. That means anytime it gets fucking stuck, you get your ass kicked. Or almost kicked. You can summon a new one, and I discovered that you have a rebuild button for 2 seconds, which is shorter, sure, nice, but I think it really would be better if you had a mend ability, because 2 seconds is still 2 seconds, and I do not know how badly it works. What was the other point here? And as we already said, there is no button for seeing his skills. So we have Arclight Smash, no idea what it does. Piston Punch, it likely punches, I guess. Focusing Lens, which taunts, and Blitzyank. Blitzyank is actually kind of funny. It can be used for some other situations where you will need an opponent pull to you, but it's gonna get annoying when you want a tank to tank his shit, and no, suddenly it's get eaten to you. You get the aggro sometimes too, because as you see, the pet aggro is actually not so good. But probably because I had this offline. Okay, let's try it again. Is it because I had the pet aggro? Nope. You will learn fast that the pet aggro needs a little buff, but it's not that bad. You you usually have that thing mostly already dead by the time it aggroes onto you, so it's not really that deep. Oh, I knew there was some toy. Oh, an offhand item. Nice. I think we will go back to the presentation right now for a moment, because the next point of this lovely thing is actually the next Mech Shredder. Actually, no, I'm gonna show you real quick what the Titan does. If you make your Clockwork Titan for Clockwork Assistant into a Titan for 30 seconds, allowing it auto attack to trigger Handwire Haymaker on the target. Additionally, your Clockwork Assistant will trigger Overclocked Smash. It will smash. Alright. What does Haywire do? Haymaker? I am not sure. Haywire's Haymaker. Unleash a devastating Haymaker that deals 100-fold fire damage. That means your bot suddenly deals fire damage instead of normal physical attacks. And overclocked smashed. Overclocked smash. And we don't get an idea. Actually we do. Smash the ground with overwhelming power, dealing 197 arcane damage to 8 enemies in 10-yard radius. That's pretty decent, it's pretty good. With the final talent upgrade, you can also summon additional 3 Clockwork Guardians to accompany you that have 100% to trigger Handwired Haymaker. Whew, that's a mouthful. And I can actually demonstrate it real quick. I just wanna make them all be located here. And I have macroed it so that I summon all of them after. So your bot changes, you summon Scraptron, Sentry Turret and a Battle Turret extra team, which is absolutely lovely. I love the turret, I will talk about it later. But not right now. But you then run with a little army like this. They both get pretty good. It clearly doesn't change the Titan name to the Titan. Still just a normal punk. And you have to respawn your sentry turret after as well. So let's... Alright, we have our Void Walker getting attacked. So we should be able to heal him in a moment, because we are getting at 80%. A little bit animation, maybe repair, cast it, boom. Could have a drawback, could have a mana price, doesn't matter, as long as we would have some way of healing up the pet. Obviously there's min pet, I think that fits it better. But also, technically we could actually do better with actually something like that. But maybe bot based, since we do have a healing spec, so it wouldn't be as impossible. And I believe that's all the points that I needed from retail. So yeah. Alright, time to talk about your mech suits. The mech suit Shredder. You are Iron Man. So, this skill has great support talents in the talent tab. It has great AoE if you keep reload, which is a specific skill on your hotbar. It is easy to get to the 100 scraps in no time. But it could have greater graphics. I'm gonna purposely for that go into the retail gameplay where I believe we can easily find something that could have been instead of this shredder, which we will show as well. And it has two abilities. One is, I believe, single target. It should be single target that you spam during the summoning or transformation, and an AoE flamethrower. And I bloody love it. I love the flamethrower. It has a minor downtime, as in a little cooldown, but it does a really great damage. You don't have to add the abilities to your tab because they will be automatically replaced. The abilities that you will replace are actually two abilities that you will use, or one of them you use, the second one you don't really use because as a mechanic you have other ways to reload your gun. The first ability is Black Powder Shot, which is your uh, basic attack. Usually we use this with backshot, but backshot rounds. But we will talk about that a little bit later on. And reload. So we are back in the Conquest of Azeroth gameplay for now. Um, and let's talk about the Activate Mech Suit Shredder. So it costs 100 scraps. On your special bar you can see it as this. This is a little laser. You should somewhere move it so that you can easily see it. And it activates your shredder suit for up to 20 seconds because I added a talent that allows me to be in it 10 seconds longer. Increase all damage dealt by 10%, reducing all damage taken by 10%, and transforming Black Powder Shot and Reload into mech suit abilities. And it is very important to note that you cannot generate scrap while active. That would be kind of cheating. I agree on that. Black Powder Shot is your basic skill. It just shoots around at an enemy, usable while moving. You will have it as an instant cast, and I'm currently using standard rounds, which fires a gunshot dealing weapon damage plus 151 physical damage with a 20-yard range. Backshot turns it into instantly fire multiple shells dealing 65% weapon damage plus 63 physical damage to up to 5 enemies in a 17 frontal cone radius. That means you just turned your gun into a shotgun and you are not taking a no for an answer, and that's why you have only 4 ammos. I prefer to use the standard rounds because it allows me to have more ammo. But let's go into the transformation. You turn into this, you get in the tab these new abilities. Mech Suit, which reduces healing. Yeah, it is a single target attack. No creep. I don't see it. Nope. Just a random, not random, targeted single target. And then you have flamethrower, which doesn't last after you summon it because it wouldn't make sense. But I wasted a lot of time talking about it. But as you saw, it's a nice little AoE with a frontal cone. Well, it's not a really AoE, it's a frontal cone. Multiple target damage. I'm gonna get quickly 100 scraps so that we can take a look at how it works again. So, I'm sorry turtles, but you have to die for the name of science. Maybe you will find out that it does, but Oh hey, look at that! He is going on a hike. Well, we will see you later. Ah, there you are, my assistant. Yeah, this is what we meant. This is what we tried to show at the first um, moment. Let's transform and take a look again. And burn enemies in a frontal cone for 10 to 11 fire damage, which is a lie. And add additional 6 to 7 fire damage every 2 seconds, stacks up to 0 times. That's odd, it likely means 10 times, I'm not quite sure, but it looks really cool, it uses cool, and it uses the one that I actually displayed. And I believe that could have been a better option for the design, and we know where to find it, how easily it is to access it properly. I understand that as their purpose they have probably some other thoughts behind it, but in my opinion putting in the other version would have been much greater success than this. Oh hey, you doing this again? I approve. Show them how stupid your pathfinding is. Holy shit, where? Oh, you swam across the bridge, under the bridge, across it, just to get here. You are very smart. You've proven your point. You know how to get lost. You are a Zoro. Zoro from fucking One Piece. I'm just gonna... And this is where we go into the next point, which should be the airstrike. But before that we will go into retail and see the one that I thought would be much more better and more pleasing for the eyes, especially for those that use the HD versions, which is, let's be honest, all of us. I bet my ass that we all use the HD models instead of the um, non-HD package. I will see you in a moment on my retail account. Alright, we are here on the retail version of the game, and it's clear. I think this one would do better for the HD patch. I'm okay with the low resolution and goblin version of it being the one for low resolution patch, right? But I think this one would feel much more better, and it has even the same way of basically moving as well as hiding your character. When you do mount special, flamethrower could go to the mouth like it does from the original one. It has saw blades, everything like that. There are of course other shredders, but I don't think they would fit. We have the nope. We have the shredder in violet, which I mean it has cool flamethrower and mace, but no. The scrapper, no. Shredder again in various colors. Maybe sell those as maybe mounts, but hey, who am I to say that? And I'm gonna quickly jump down to my demon and see if we can make it somehow need healing up, because I wanted to show that as well. Alright. It's time to talk about the airstrike talent. Please wait, we are loading up the damage. Now, it is not to say that it doesn't deal damage. It fucking does. And a lot. It's a great damage. It's a great AoE with a fucking great range, and it always critically strikes. It has a 60-yard range of damage. You will see that in a moment as well. On one side, it could have better graphics. In my opinion, the skill displayed just doesn't agree with what I imagined it to be. We will talk about that as well. I will mention what I thought it would be, and it has a 7-second wait for it to do anything, and it only hits 12 enemies. If I have to wait 7 seconds, I would really expect for it to have no limitation at all. I understand that you don't want to uh, make it broken, but within those 7 seconds, most of the mobs in a heroic dungeon or a mythic dungeon are fucking dead. Um, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was true in a mythic plus 2. In my opinion, Airstrike is a really decent talent choice, which has a great and potential with a decent follow-up talent for an added dot effect, which has a small yard of radius. But the really problem is how slow it is to take any effect at all. And once it lands, it's usually either the enemies are dead already, or you are just about to finish them off, or you finish them off after. So at least that's how it is out here in the world, from my observation. It's a shame, honestly. But let's switch over to the gameplay and let's watch this skill in action. Alright, we are back in the desert of Tanaris. It's time to shoot some airstrikes, but before we do, let's talk about what it actually does. It should be in the demolition tab, which is the nice part. It's the only one that I have got. Mark the target location for an airstrike. After 7 seconds, it deals 1046 fire damage up to 12 enemies caught within the blast. This ability always critically strikes. It costs a little bit of mana. It's an instant cast. My ass. And 1 minute cooldown. I honestly believe that it should be a 5-second wait, right? And take a look at this radius. Take a look at this. That's basically my whole screen. And this happens. You summon a fucking airplane that then just goes kamikaze. And when you are fighting an enemy, it's already either dead or it's gonna get killed off with maybe a quarter or less health, and it leaves after this little fart area. What I actually imagined it to be, right, is that how to say it, if you would summon the plane, that it would fly to a direction, right, and then drop some, I don't know, shrapnels, mines that you don't have to deploy, that get deployed, or just straight up little bombs, right, more little bit of a damage. But that didn't have. That's not what we got. Sadly, we got a weird ass monkey ass kamikaze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It fucking dies. Boom. It does a lot of damage. It does. Especially after the poison as well. It's actually a end game talent, and the added bonus is airstrike now drops tear gas on the target struck in an 8-yard radius, dealing 572 nature damage every 1.5 seconds for 15 seconds. Honestly, I think the tear gas could get double radius to 15 yards, because 8 yards is not really enough, but even now it's pretty decent. And it doesn't have any other support other than this, so you kind of get just this and that's it. So we will move on to the next plus and minus ability that we have in our skill 3. And I almost forgot to mention the Mech suit talent support, which is great. Let's see, Mech suit. If you take a look here, you have Scrap Slam, which is your ability here. You will read into that, which is your mana regen ability. Scrap Slam now increases the damage enemies take from your Spanner Smash and Mech Suit abilities by 10% for 12 seconds. Then I have taken Spanner Smash, Mech Suit Saw Blade, and Scrap Slam now strike up to 2 enemies, so I do technically cleave shit. And I could have probably taken the increased critical strike chance by 3% and critical strike damage. I don't feel that's worthy of me. I prefer that cleave. Entering Mech Suit now grants me a shield absorbing a certain amount of damage. Increase the duration by 10%, 10 seconds, or damage by additional 5% by relative. I think this is much more greater than 5%, but hey. While inside your Mech Suit, your Scrap Slam and Mech Suit Saw Blade apply flame augmentations to the target, which means you apply a small dot, which stacks 5 times, and I believe you can augment that as well. Mech Suit now protects your movement speed from being reduced below 90% of normal speed while it's active. It has really lovely support, but in the end it just looks not so great. Oh hey, there's another one, Saw Blade, so we're gonna put in the Saw Blade. Now increases the chance to trigger improved Spanner Smash by 3%. And increased its damage dealt by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking 10 times. That's all nice and all. Let's see, do we have an flamethrower? No support for the flamethrower, but that doesn't matter. It's really already a great support for it. It's clearly intended to have you enjoy the Mech Suit as much as you can. And this is what you get on level 11. Slam an enemy for 105% of weapon damage plus 15 storm strike damage. Generates 15 scrap and 4% maximum mana. Honestly, this might be actually a little bit raised, because if I don't really watch my mana, I end up ooming quite fast. So maybe raising it by 1 or 2% might not be a bad idea either, right? Or adding some additional ways to, you know, mana regen. The only way we have as an extra way is the battery swap, which instantly generates 20% of mana and an additional 1% mana every 1 second over 15 seconds, and it reduces the cast time of repair shot and black powder shot. We already don't have a black powder shot cast time because it's instant, and then that gets another additional restores an additional 10% maximum mana over 15 seconds. You really have to watch your mana. It's crazy, but you kind of have to. It's time to talk about the battle turret X13, which has no support talents, but alright. It has a great damage and buff for summoned minions, which is 10% to all summoned minions. So all in all, you are getting about. With my current build, I have Titan, 3 assistants, Scrapper, turret, and turret, which makes it about 70%. Of course, it gives 10% to each of them only. It has great AoE, great utility, but if you mount it, it's gonna cost you a lot. We will talk about, actually that's one of the minus points. If you mount it, your summons disappear, making the buff worth 0, because you are getting 0 or maybe 10%. I'm not quite sure, because that's something I cannot test if you actually lose 10%, because X13 is in itself a summon, and it requires player to mount it to have the most optimized outcome, and I mean really optimized outcome. X13 is a great talent choice, however as a melee it feels wonky to go into, even more so considering that you are also a summoner. It really requires for a player to mount it and use it, and they have to be the same faction as you. If they are Horde, they will not be able to mount it, and they will be able to attack it, which is fucking funny, which is I actually discovered with while I was dungeoning. And the same way goes for Horde X13s towards Alliance. They will not attack them, but they will not let them, uh, they won't let you mount them either. So that's kind of the wonky part. In a way, this problem might remove itself once people know what the X13 does and how it works. So that, for example, a backline DPS that's caster, let's say a blood mage, will quickly jump into it, realize that it does really good damage, that they can really quickly remove the pull from the tank. Like when I took it around the level 50s, I didn't have the most optimized skill, but I was already doing about 1000 damage per shot. So even if you mounted, you kind of still do the damage good enough to kind of uh, but how do I want to say this? To justify summoning it. But in my opinion, if nobody mounts it, it should at least fire some cannonballs on its own, because it's described as the most advanced cannon, but it's not intelligent enough to shoot cannonballs on its own, unlike the basic turret that you have from level before you became a specialized tinkerer. So I'm gonna return back to the fun part of showing around, and we will see each other in the deserts of Tanaris once again. And welcome back, we are here in Tanaris once again. So, we will demonstrate the point that our summons will go fuck themselves and reappear after you unmount, and we will also demonstrate the great lovely damage. Like I said, last it was around 1000, it is here, so you will get it before the final talents, 2 talent choice notes, but create the latest in turret technology, the battle turret X13 for 30 seconds, that emanates an aura that increases the damage of your summons by 10%. allies can enter the turret, giving them access to unique abilities for the duration. It's time, it's time, it's time. Once again, my army button. There we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6 summons, and goodbye. Except for the turret and these guys. For some reason that they used to disappear as well. This one is a round which does damage to all enemies in a yard. This one stuns, I believe. Yes. This one deals damage and loses speed. And then you just have left what is left. It's 30 seconds, so I couldn't really demonstrate. We will demonstrate in a moment again, because it has, I believe, 1 minute 30 seconds cooldown. Primalist and a blood mage, nice. Always respawn your turrets, because it can and will keep you in combat, and therefore will keep you hostage. And we will soon just summon the battle turret, nothing more, nothing less. 20 seconds. I honestly like the skill, but I don't like mounting it, because I don't think that your summons attack targets. We will summon sentry turret for it, because it's the only thing that I can summon right now. And let's see. Let's fire at the snapper jaw. Yeah, turret. Oh, turret is attacking. And you need to have some distance. Is it attacking? Oh yes, it is. Good. And the last skill is a blow of steam. It's still around the 1000 damage, which is really nice. But before that, I don't think the units attacked, so it either needs to be a little bit tweaked that the mobs don't despawn, the assistant still despawns and comes back again, damage SP. So always happen, which is weird. I think there is some internal bug, but in the end it's a really great skill. I love it, I like it. I really can't complain about the skill. And we will return once more to the presentation. We got some little bits and notes, some I would say compliments to the chef, because you will become, or you are, the snack daddy and mommy, because you have the utility belt. Oh Lord, are you good at being the utility man? When it comes to the utility, you brought it all. You have been officially nominated as the snack daddy or mommy of the group. And I fucking mean it. Does your group need to cross a large amount of water? You brought inflatable boots. Mount up, we are going all across this fucking sea. Does your group need to open a fucking door? Locked door. Don't worry, just blow up the lock with pick lock. No door can handle dynamite. Does somebody need saving from falling damage? You got them covered. Just throw them a parachute pack. Your group misbehaves? Place down a gift from them, for them, with a diploid blast mine, and watch them learn how to fly. Well, you cackle. You also bring a 5% agility buff to the whole raid group and a 3% physical damage boost. So you really brought the most essential ones. You also have a healing skill, you also have a resurrection skill, you have an anti-cloaking device, which means stealth won't work around you. What else do we have here? You could also summon a gravity zone at the target location, which is a massive slow. I mean, there are lots of ways. In a sense, you could also have an auto resurrection device from the talents, or bring a med pack. I just don't think I can come up with an idea that the thinker cannot do. If you add alchemy or any of the professions to it, you bring even more. Obviously, the turrets, the bots are just another utility to it. You have great mobility on yourself. Unless, oh wait, am I stupid? I'm stupid, aren't I? No, I wasn't being stupid. I just forgot I have ADHD, so I get lost. So, let's take a look at our lovely little things that we actually can do right now, which is the inflatable boots, which are a spammable thing. So we'll just spam it, quickly summon it. For 30 minutes you fucking can walk on water. Laws of nature do not apply to you, after thinker. You have come up with ideas how to ignore laws. What is the boat over there? I never knew there were boats. Can I walk there? Can I? Can I get there before fatigue hits me? Run little horse, run! You have also the parachute pack, which we will try out right away once we get to the boats, because I want to see the boats. I want to see them. It feels like they are smoking. They're smoking hot, baby. You have the anti-cloaking device, which dispels hiding enemies around that area. We might show that too, but I would have to know where exactly some hiding enemies are. It is smoking, wow. Wow. What did we say else? Oh yeah, you have the defibrillate, which is a resurrection. You have the throw ability to blast people off. And let's go into Arson Bale. Wait, okay, you're just damaged, okay. You have the pick lock, which allows you to pick locks, obviously. And now if I dispel my parachute and throw in the other one, I will prepare my fingers. 3, 2, 1, go! Boop! And tada, you have your own parachute. So it's kind of really, you can save someone. It has a 30 seconds cooldown, but that's a minor setback for it. For saving a life. I'm trying to think of if there are any other things, but there actually are not. So we will probably end this here, because that's all about the feedback. We will now go to the key parts. Well, there's one more feedback that I'm gonna talk about, I don't have a presentation for that. I feel like that wasn't needed. I feel like that's more something that I should talk over here about while I'm online. So I'm gonna click this here, and time for the minor oddities. The first oddity that I find on a Tinkerer mechanic is that it states that your main focus should be agility, which I suppose it still is true, but then you suddenly get ingenious, which increases your attack power by 30% of your intellect. The same goes somewhere around here again. Now that was in the Tinker. Calculated shots increases critical strike rating by 20% of your intellect. And there is one more, I believe. Is there? There should be one more, I believe. Nope. I know there was another one that was 10%. Probably was before.
Genius, or is maybe in the normal tab. Ascension, nope, nope. I can't find it right now. I'm probably being blind as fuck. I'm probably blind. But I know there was basically engineers, which was 10% probably previous rank, or it was replaced once you reached level 60. You have a freezing ray, which I guess is good. It's pretty decent actually in PvP because you can root your target, obviously. I'm trying to think what other things I wanted to say. You don't really need a button for reload, except for the one in your mech suit, because you have this ability, Spawner Smash, which attacks damage. It smashes the enemy, dealing a certain amount of damage and instantly reloads. So kind of this button becomes absolutely worthless. I think this would be where I would probably replace reload with repair pet or repair assistant, so that you don't need it. You can swap it out or something like this. You have an interrupt which all classes have. You have Mind Layer bot, which I don't know how to feel about it. It's basically an eye of Kalskarov, I believe. And I don't really have that much intellect right now, so maybe I should a little bit boost it, but I kind of want to test out the other class as well. I'm probably going with the same route as before for this one, but I'm gonna test out next up Demolition, so you can expect a video about Demolition and then about Invention. They all use mail armor, they all use agility, but actually use the same goes here for Demolition, attack powered by your intellect, but probably it's more like akin to a shaman. You also struggle a lot with mana. You can fix it with Night Fin soup, which helps a lot, and some potions. You can fix that easily actually. And I think that's it. That's it about. Actually, no, we will go about a little bit of rotation, how it works in just a minute. We will focus more on the general gameplay tactics. Right, let's go into the tactics. If you are careful about your mana and wanna invest it right, let's do it right. So first, before you start the fight, you summon your sentry turret, which starts a fucking fight. Then you shoot it, slam it, spam or smash it. Likely not. But then you should actually throw your grenade, wait for it to explode, spam or smash, which will instantly restart your scrap slam, and that should be your basic rotation. Filling in obviously the damage with black powder shots, and reloading when you see around 1-2 ammos. I will respond to it because it's strong right now. And I might also put discount passive for a moment. So again, you start the fight with charging in, slapping, throwing grenade, whirlwind, boom, you have restarted. You can go back to the rotation, go to the next target, boom, 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 rotation, rotation. Well, you are shoot between the shots obviously, not like me. I'm just being a little dumbass here. But you will generally not lose that much mana between the shots. When it comes to AoE, you obviously wanna go bot crash first after you charged in, but you don't have that much AoE. Throw it, summon your airplane, but as you see, kind of already have it killed, so it's kind of kamikaze. You can also absolutely turn into a pull and start smashing and just destroy the enemy. Your main mobility is actually rocket boots, so you have 3 charges. It takes a while to recharge. It's not like typical goblin boots, but it's pretty decent. Is there anything else that I would add? And probably add dungeon bosses and or big pulls, depending on the tank, how good he is. I think you summon the army if you were playing the safe style, obviously, or not. You also can turn your scrap slam into a different version of its skill, which is an AoE, I believe. I'm gonna try to summon it right now because actually I can take it in the give it grind. Strike an enemy 3 times over 1 second, dealing 100 damage. Yeah, it's basically the same, but just strikes you 3 times. I believe though it has struck multiple targets in the past. Let's just boink, boink, and boink, and here we go. Yep, it did. It absolutely did strike it 3 times, or 3 different enemies. I'm not quite sure if it struck 3 enemies or 3 enemies once. Well, all enemies, kind of. Oh, that's irrelevant. In the end, it's a great utility to have. You have also your buff to make your attack even stronger. And most of those buffs, like that have the bot word in them, require you to have the bot and work on your bot as well. So if I boost my bot here and slam it into my enemies, it's already almost over. So it's a great spec, but it certainly has some areas to improve in. And with that being said, it is time to prestige, because we need to test out the older ones. Come on. I prestige with you. Hey, I want a prestige. Nope. Where do I prestige again? Yes. My ass completely forgot how to prestige. What a sexy Trenai. I will see you once we have demolition up and ready for its work.